Welcome to another Nova Minerals Estelle Gold Project update. We'll be presenting the Phase 2 scoping study results. The Phase 2 scoping study was focused on the Corbel and the RPM deposits, where we have a combined total of 3.4 million ounces in measured and indicated status. The highlights of the study: an NPV of $654 million, an internal rate of return of 53%, and a very quick 11-month payback period. So less than a 1-year payback period, which is just exceptional for a project of this scale and size. And in terms of highlighting the focus moving forward, what the study showed was that increase of the average mill feed grade above the current 0.73 grams per ton over the life of mine has a significant and will have a sizable impact on the NPV and other key metrics moving forward. So that has become the core focus of the company in terms of resource definition as we move forward. Now let's look at some of the economic metrics which have shown themselves to be very robust in the study. Payback period of 11 months, just exceptional to have that less than a year for a project of this scale. NPV, $654 million. Internal rate of return, 53%. Net free cash flow of almost $1 billion. All-in sustaining cost in that first year payback period, $510 per ounce, and over the life of mine, $1,149. Very competitive. CapEx, $385 million. Will be producing 2.25 million ounces over the 17-plus year mine life, and that's within a total global resource of 9.9 million ounces, with currently 3.4 million ounces in measured and indicated. So as we move forward here, a lot more of those ounces to capture as we continue to drill. We'll be producing in that first year payback period, 363,000 ounces, and then over the life of mine average 132,000 ounces per year. We'll be utilizing a 6 million ton per annum centralized plant at Corbel. Now let's compare the current Phase 2 scoping study with the previous Phase 1 scoping study. Recall, the Phase 1 scoping study looked at Corbel alone, and the current Phase 2 scoping study now is looking at Corbel and including the very high-grade RPM deposit. What's the result? The payback period in the Phase 2 scoping study has fallen by 2.1 years to currently 11 months, which is less than a year. NPV has increased by 72% from $381 million to currently $654 million. Internal rate of return has increased by 160% from 20% to currently over 53%. Total production in terms of ounces has increased by 15%. Phase 1 scoping study, less than 2 million ounces produced. Phase 2 scoping study, well over 2.2 million ounces produced. The mine life has increased by over 2 years, from 15 to almost 18 years, and the CapEx has dropped from $424 million in the Phase 1 scoping study to currently $385 million. That is mainly due to pushing off ore sorting at the Corbel deposit into the later years, now that the early production will be at the very high-grade RPM deposit. Let's look at a sensitivity analysis. The big ones are gold price, which of course we can't control. For this Phase 2 scoping study, we used an $1,800 per ounce price. We believe this is justified based on the historical Gold price over the last 2+ years has been well over $1,800. So looking back, it's justified, as well as we believe moving forward, we're moving into a rising gold price environment. The gold price is increasing. This is also backed up by the forecasts of major banks, including Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, many others. And so a rising gold price environment also justifies that $1,800 an ounce price used in the scoping study. Mill feed grade. The project is very sensitive to mill feed grade. Currently, our average mill feed grade over the life of mine is 0.73. What that shows us is that any increase, even the slightest increase of 10% in the average mill feed grade to, let's say, 0.8 grams per ton, increases our NPV just short of $1 billion. So you can see how sensitive that is, and that is our main focus moving forward with our drilling programs and resource definition. At current spot prices, or even increasing the gold price by 10% from the $1,800 used, you can see that the NPV moves from $654 million at the $1,800 gold price to the current spot price of $2,000, close to $2,000, just short of $1 billion NPV currently using today's gold price. I can't stress enough how increasing the average life of mine mill feed grade above the current 0.73 grams per ton will improve the project economics. Even the slightest increase of, say, 10% in that mill feed grade to just 0.8 grams per ton increases the NPV by almost $270 million. So you can see this is why this is now the core focus for our resource programs and drilling moving forward. Increasing the life of mine average mill feed grade is very achievable. Particularly our core focus 2023 with the upcoming drilling programs will be at the RPM deposit in the area between RPM North and RPM South, 600 meters of strike length, where the initial drilling has already intersected 103 meters at a gram, 79 meters at a gram, 76 meters at 1.2 grams. So that type of material with those thicknesses and those grades will achieve our objective of defining mineable resources which are above the average life of mine mill feed grade as it currently stands at 0.73 grams per ton. So these targets are available, and we will be drilling those in the very, very near term. In addition, at the Train prospect, which is also an RPM style target, and very proximal to the RPM deposit, we will be drilling the first drill holes there this year to establish a third resource. So obviously, we'll be targeting these very high grade RPM style targets in drill program where it's common to get uh, the best intercept there, 132 meters at 10.1 grams per ton, and these type of consistent intercepts in that high grade bonanza zone. However, honestly, we don't even need that. It's very achievable to get hundreds of meters of 0.7, 0.8, even 0.5 gram material at the current prospects we have. One to point out, of course, is the Cathedral prospect, which we drilled last year and established a maiden resource of over 2 million ounces currently in inferred resources. There, we have hundreds of meters of 0.5 gram material and such. So this material can be ore sorted to upgrade it to our above 0.73 current average mill feed target. So you can see Cathedral and these other prospects are also viable options to achieve our core objective of improving that average mill feed grade as we move forward. I'm very pleased to be able to report these positive and very robust results from the phase 2 scoping study. You know, it's pretty amazing what we've achieved in only 4 short years at the Estelle Gold Project. If not unique, very rare on a project this scale to deliver this type of value to our shareholders in such a short period of time. I thank the team around me that works tirelessly day and night to achieve what we have achieved thus far and continue to work hard to find additional success as we move forward now into the PFS. With that, I thank you and looking forward to the next update.